How you doing, Wes? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Cheers, Gordon. Feeling a bit fluey this week, but getting over it just in time for. Is there a big event coming up next week?
I mean, it is the season to be jolly and fluey.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, really good. I think I've exhausted all of my Christmas jumpers this week. Seeing lots of different customers and partners, and the Christmas hat's definitely been worn. And I'm rocking a Christmas shirt to make Andrew Buchanan proud today. So this is a shout out to all of our fellow Microsoft enthusiasts on the other side of the world celebrating a very warm, summery Christmas.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't know how I'd be with a warm Christmas because I always want it to snow, and I'm always disappointed when it doesn't.
Never a white Christmas. But
Yeah.
like the gifts from Santa, there's constant giving of gifts this year, and learning, I think, to come out of what Microsoft have brought forward, especially with Copilot. Don't know about you, I'm definitely learning over the last sort of few weeks why it's Copilot and not Pilot, and
Yeah.
you only get out of Copilot sort of what you put in, and I think the key learning curve for a lot of people moving into 2025 will be the correct way to prompt, and the art, as it were, of prompting will be the differentiator between people and that return of investment that you get out of Copilot. I mean, how are you
Yeah.
finding prompting? You've obviously done a few promptathons with
Yeah. Yeah.
Microsoft.
Yeah, done a few prompts. I mean, it's all been Copilot this year pretty much, and right at the beginning of the year went to Paddington for a promptathon, which was good fun, hosted by Microsoft. But yeah, you're absolutely right in terms of the art of the prompt, and you know where organisations are starting to now deploy Copilot more widely, and more organisations are taking it on. There's always the people aspect of it, and us as individuals and people, we're used to asking a machine a thing in a certain way. So, like if you go to any of the search engines and you say, I want a list of the top 10 Christmas songs of all time, you do that, and then it will just give you a whole bunch of pages that you could potentially go and take a look at. But Copilot is certainly a thing that we need to change in terms of our thinking of prompting and what's that mean? Yeah, so it's like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's as everyone has learned over the period of having these voice activated assistants in your house, from your dots, your echoes, all of the things that are out there. It's how you interact with that is completely different how you'd interact with, like you said, a search engine, like on Bing, for example. It's exactly like you say, it's different language, different phrasing, different terminology to get out of it what you want. Because
Yeah,
while this is super intelligent software that's backing these things up, like I said, it's only as good as sort of the prompt that you give it.
yeah,
So
and the more detail that you provide and the outcome. So one of the things that Microsoft use is the GCSE sort of what's the word acronym, if you like, and that's what's your goal, what's the context, what's the source, and what are your expectations. And the more you put into that, the better the outcome you're going to get. So what I can do right now is show you like a kind of example of how to do that, and that's what Hitchhikers is all about, isn't it? It's to explain these things in the most simplest way possible.
yeah, and hopefully in something that's very relatable. As your prompt seasonal, have we got something that will relate to absolutely
I,
everybody?
I do, and so I was thinking about this the other day, because one of the trickiest things being a parent is what do we do with the kids and how do we fill their time so they're not bored, so they're not on their screens. So I thought, I'll ask Copilot, and then
If
so
in
I thought,
doubt, ask Copilot.
well, this is it. And then so what I've done for this session is a specific prompt about next week over the Christmas period to help me and keep the kids entertained. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, so this is Biz Chat, if you like, and so Copilot is here. You can flip it to work or to web. I'm going to flip this to web just so that I can maybe pull some wider detail out. And I've got my prompt here just so that you don't have to watch me struggling to spell every single word, but I'll read it out to you as well. So over the Christmas period between 23rd of December and 27th of December, I would like to create a plan of activities for me and my children ages 3, 7, and 9 years old. I would like an activity created for each morning and afternoon that we could do in or around the Reading, UK area within a 10-mile radius. Also, please make some lunch, dinner suggestions for each day. Please put this in a table for me to share with the family. So you can see there, right, the detail that I'm asking it. It's very specific. And I could probably go into more detail to get even more outcomes. So there's the prompt. Let's ask Copilot to see what it can do for us. So in real time, here you go. It's building out what this looks like. So let's start. Play with me. Thank you. So let's start with the actual schedule. So first day, morning activity, lunch suggestion, afternoon activity, dinner suggestion as well. So Bill Park, great place. I've been there a couple of times myself already. So yeah, you can see what it's offering in terms of things to do, and it's all very much outdoorsy, which is fantastic. And it's even taken into the consideration that December 25th is Christmas Day there as well. What do you think to that, Gordon?
I think it shows that you've obviously given it the right information for it to go out and look into all of this. And I think it's very similar to if you had a party planner back in the day, a professional person who'd have to organize this. That's the level of data and information you'd have to give that person. And as a result, it's come out and it's given you, and it's made some intellectual assumptions as well. You know, there as a dinner suggestion on the 25th, I'm pretty sure that in and around the Reading area, there will be restaurants that are open on the 25th. But it's taken some assumption based on the fact that you're a family with kids and that the traditional UK Christmas Day, and as suggested, you know, family games, family movies, leftover Christmas dinner. So it's those turkey sandwiches that we all love, things like piccalilli that we only have once a year. So I think considering that has done that in seconds.
Yeah.
So whereas previously you'd have to probably do back in the day you'd have to do a Google search for
what's open,
each one of those columns, and then check which ones are open, what the closing times are.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this really takes it a good stage further. But do you know what? This looks really quite expensive. You know, like this will be a very expensive week. So what I'll do is I'll just say, I'll continue the conversation, right? And I'll just say, please, could you amend to include free activities only? So let's see what it does there. So it knows what you're talking about, so you don't have to go through the prompt again. And here you go. So it's given me an updated plan for my kids, and for my family for next week. Pretty cool, huh?
So quick, so relevant, and has given you that in a very digestible format. And I think that's the other thing that's so good about the Copilot. Things that come out of that you get out of Copilot is that it's so digestible, it's so usable and transferable. And I think that's where we're talking about bridging the gaps across Office 365. And when we're talking about neurodiversity and helping people to get the most out of this product, it's not only saving time, because, I mean, how long would it historically have taken you to have planned that out?
Ages, absolutely ages. Like researching, figuring out like what would work and what wouldn't work, you know, what's available, all of those things. And it's telling me there and then. And then what it also provided in there was the fact that it gave me links to all of those places as well. So yeah, really amazing.
Once again, that goes back to, this is suggestions, right? So it's giving you the links so that you can take that one step further personally. But whereas you would have spent probably a day doing that entire initial bit of research before narrowing it down. You know, hopefully you'll spend, won't do 100% free activities with the kids. You might spend, it is Christmas after all, you might treat them. You might treat them to one activity. So now you can look into each one of those links and make your own decision. Because like you said, at the end of the day, this isn't a pilot that's going to do it all for you. This is a Copilot who's going to help you and assist you to make the right decisions and surface the right information to you. I think that's what the most powerful thing is here, because while that's relevant for the wider audience and making it very festive, obviously you can see very much a use case around planning out corporate events or any form of what's happening next year in terms of exhibitions.
Sometimes they are.
Round tables, and just what's happening. often what kills you is what you don't know about. So I
Yeah.
think this is surfacing that information and giving you rapid speed and speed to access. And I think that's the speed to resolution that's not only going to save companies a hell of a lot of money in terms of their return on investment and their time saved from their employees, but that work-life balance of how your employees feel at work, the best use of their time. And I think that's one of those things that's really going to make a huge difference as people get better and better and better at prompting. And I think that GCSE acronym is going to be very key for all the listeners to sort of adopt when it comes to that.
Goal, context, source, expectations.
100%.
Perfect. Well, that's what I wanted to show you today, Gordon. So, thank you very much. It's been a great year.
Yeah, been a really good year. And hopefully, if anyone else has got some great examples of where they've tried that GCSE prompt, it'd be great to hear about those. And, sharing different prompt ideas, because, a changed word here and there to change the context, but the structure of prompts is really key.
Cool. Great. Well, have a great Christmas and Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year.